Boo is the strongest character in Dragon Ball Z, at least for crossverse power scaling. When Dragon Ball Z characters go up against fighters from other series, the winning strategy usually comes down to a statistical advantage. Raw power, speed, durability, your rep just outclasses the opponent on paper, and that's the end of the discussion. Goku, Vegito, Frieza, these guys win a lot of their matchups that way, but not every series is that far behind. There are franchises with scaling close enough to Dragon Ball Z that brute force alone might not be enough. Against opponents like these, you need more than a power gap, you need hacks. And that's where Majin Buu comes in, specifically Buuhan or Kid Buu. On paper, their stat profiles are largely identical, so they're both working with the same raw power and speed. What sets them apart from every other Dragon Ball Z rep is their toolkit. Both of them can regenerate from complete vaporization, both of them have perfect control over the consistency and state of their bodies, both can transmutate opponents into food with their magic, both can absorb enemies mid-fight, and both can survive in the vacuum of space. Getting BFR'd into another dimension is not an issue. Buuhan can tear open dimensional portals just by yelling, and Kid Buu can teleport freely across the universe, so trapping him somewhere is easier said than done. On top of all of that, both Boos are resistant to mind hacks. Fat Buu, the weakest and most docile form, couldn't be mind controlled by Bobbity, a wizard whose entire power set revolves around mental domination. Kid Buu takes that resistance even further. There's no rational mind to control. He runs entirely on instinct, on a primal, all-consuming urge to destroy. Good luck trying to manipulate something that isn't thinking in the first place. Now, which Buu you actually bring to the fight depends on what the matchup calls for. Buuhan carries the combined fighting skills and intellect of Gohan and Piccolo, which means he can actually plan ahead in his fights and strategize. While it's unlikely to come up in most matchups, Buuhan can also use the Mafuba to seal opponents that might be resistant to his transmutation or absorption. He's also more likely to go for an absorption if things aren't going his way. Kid Buu, in comparison, isn't smarter or as skilled, but he doesn't need to be. He will, without hesitation, just blow up the planet he's standing on without bothering to fight his opponent. No strategy accounts for an opponent who's willing to destroy the arena mid-fight just because he felt like it. There are characters in Dragon Ball Z that are stronger than both of these guys, but when it comes to cross-verse battles,